The A necklace on Kendrick Lamar does not represent A minor in regards to the Not Like Us song. It actually is representative of his Kendrick Lamar's production company, PJ Lang. While a lot of people don't know, he has a communications, artistic, kind of like a production company that produces all different types of work of art, from movies, short films, to music, to art. And yeah, PJ Lang. You can actually go on the Instagram and find it, and I was just on the website, and on the website it kind of like details all the work that the company has done, which is like pretty interesting and pretty fun. And then if you go on, the actual Instagram, that is PJ Lang. I've never been so proud to be Black in my entire life, and I think on a world stage like this, that is the Super Bowl, you wouldn't think something like this can happen, where a blackety black performance can be shown during the halftime of a very historically white supremacy, kind of like misogynistic organization. And it's just so fascinating to me. And people are saying that Jay-Z is now, under threat because people may not want him to choose the next performance in the next Super Bowl next year. I don't know about you. We have Rihanna, we have Usher, we have Kendrick Lamar. Jay-Z has done so much for the Black community when it comes to this anyway. And I think what he's doing on putting on artists that are usually do not usually have this opportunity to be on the world stage and to be able to perform and show their art. During a time, a lot of like white artists, white rock bands, white bands. Like I remember watching Super Bowl growing up with my father in the living room, and when halftime came, like that was the only part I was really interested, because I never understood football. And I'm watching it and I'm like, who in the world is what's it called? Not the Beatles. It's like this other band, but I knew the Beatles, but it's just like very white performers, very white, performance. And over the years, it has gotten better. Like we've had Beyonce once or twice, I believe. We've had Shakira. We've had Michael Jackson. It's gotten better. It's gotten better over the years, but it's historically quite white. And now we have Kendrick Lamar. And I want to preface, because we are going to go into, I have like notes upon note upon note upon notes of this entire performance. We got the actual layout of the entire land of the entire performance field that Kendrick performed on, which we'll talk about. But I want to preface this by saying, I want to talk about really quickly that people are saying that Kendrick Lamar's performance has not really measured up to what we really expect from, a Super Bowl halftime performance. Again, number one, it's been historically quite white. Number two, this is Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar usually provides a more thought-provoking type of art. And then number three, I think it's really important that people understand that it's okay to not be like Beyonce type of performance. You know what I mean? Beyonce is a natural born, trained performer, and Kendrick Lamar may or may not be like that. And the performance that you're gonna get is going to be something where you're gonna come off scratching your head and thinking and feeling. And I like that. I like the fact that when it comes to performances, when it comes to art, there's more participation from the person who's viewing it than it has been in the past, right? Like Beyonce's doing this too, making people remind themselves of history, of culture, of heritage in her Cowboy Carter album. And then same thing with Kendrick Lamar. Kind of this entire Super Bowl halftime performance has been a call to action, a call to arms, political activism at its finest, where we are, basically looking at Kendrick like some type of savior, like a leader to lead us through this revolution that will be televised, right? So it's fun and it's interesting and it's different. Like, that's the more important part. It's different. That's why a lot of people do not like it. People are just used to just bopping, dancing, boom bop, bam bam. People are used to just boop and bopping and not thinking. And I like how artists are forcing people who are listening and absorbing the art to think and act. It's really important, you know, and that's what art is. I want to first start out by saying this is also not Kendrick Lamar's first performance. Okay, Kendrick Lamar has performed in the Super Bowl halftime in the past, and I was reading a couple of articles of people's critiques on Kendrick Lamar's performance of the halftime, and people have pretty much come out and said that they wanted something more melancholy, like they wanted something more. It's not melancholy, but what's that word? But anyways, wanted something basically what Uncle Sam said, like something nice and calm, and you know. But it's like we've always gotten that. Like, I don't really understand. So in this Vulture article, it talks about this, and it talks about how Kendrick Lamar has performed again in the past. But they said, this is what this author said, Kendrick probably skipped All Right. So it was talking about the different types of songs that he could have sang. We're gonna be all right. That song last night because he played it at Super Bowl LVI because that's his first Super Bowl appearance. But that song, in a spirit of joy snatched out of the jaws of doom, sure would have hit the spot. The early 2010s blog era fan sits in awe of the realization of the loftiest dreams anyone had for the guy. The terrified 2025 observer pines for the version whose politics were neither palatable nor predictable. And I think that's it too. Like, people usually look at the Super Bowl halftime performance as this kind of like lofty, very kind of like dreamy type of experience where we're kind of in a trance of just like watching and just admiring what we're seeing. And again, performances these days are usually putting a lot of work on the person who's listening and partaking in it. This author also talks about his other performance, which I think that's pretty much it. I'm actually not gonna go into it, but it was definitely more of his hits, right? This first Super Bowl performance, it was more of his hits, right? He just played the songs like everybody usually does during the Super Bowl halftime, and then he leaves. But this time, it's more than that. So we're going to go into it. I'm going to start off by saying we're going to break down the entire performance from beginning to end. We're going to start off with Uncle Sam. But so the entire board, the entire stage, the entire floor is a PlayStation, okay? Is a PlayStation. We have our we have our X, O, circle, triangle, square. And we're going to talk about it. It was strategically done that way, and a lot of people are like, oh, why is that? A lot of people are prematurely coming out and condemning the performance because, again, it's not what they usually expect. And I do implore people to really take the time to really rewatch the performance like 2 or 3, even 4 times to really understand what you're to understand the message of Kendrick Lamar, where you're actually seeing the song placements were all very strategic, the colors, the movements, the dances, the lyrics. So we're going to go into it. And so we have 9 boxes. A game controller appears. And then Kendrick is in the middle of the square. Kendrick is standing on the GNX car. Kendrick says the revolution is about. I thought I got the exact quote, but I just summarized it. The revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. So he basically says here, goes back to my savior comment on, he doesn't mind initiating this revolution. He doesn't mind starting this revolution, but he does not want to take us to the promised land. He does not want to be our leader here. Okay? He is basically telling us, basically giving us the play and how to survive and how to thrive as a black person in America. Okay? But he's trying to say, do not turn to me. It's the right time, but I am the wrong guy. Do not turn to me. Okay? And then we go into, because I know Uncle Sam in the very beginning, he then starts off, I'm going to jump in and out, so hopefully you guys can follow. I'll try not to be too confusing. I know Samuel L. Jackson, which we'll talk about right now actually, he begins and says, hello everyone, welcome to the biggest game, the biggest American game, something like that, right? And Samuel L. Jackson is kind of perfect for this particular role. He plays Uncle Sam. Samuel L. Jackson, if people actually don't know, he was the usher during Martin Luther King's funeral. So you can only imagine the things that Samuel L. Jackson have seen and was part of throughout the years when it comes to fighting, oppression, black oppression, racism, discrimination. You can only imagine. So what is Uncle Sam? So Uncle Sam is a personification of the U.S. government. He is meant to represent the ideas of the government as opposed to other aspects of the nation, such as liberty and freedom. Okay. Now Kendrick Lamar does references it's in a song, I believe. I think it's also in To Pimp a Butterfly. I could be wrong. Yes, Kendrick Lamar himself dressed up as Uncle Sam in the music video for the song For Free, which was featured on his 2015 album To Pimp a Butterfly. So the Uncle Sam part of this entire performance was to basically critique not only the black man in America, but also this is a very vulnerable performance, given by Kendrick Lamar. Like, Kendrick Lamar is basically giving us a rundown of his entire career, basically telling us an insight into his motivations when it came to a lot of his songs that he did, and the resistance that he faced through, along the way. And I love that. I truly do love that. I really do think as well, it's really so important to be very vulnerable as an artist, so we can be able to understand, where the artist's mindset is. And I know art is interpretive, and art it can be whatever you want, but especially when you're doing art and it's done by a very creative, smart human being that is Kendrick Lamar, I'm like, just tell me. But it's kind of fun, putting all the pieces together. So anyways, so the revolution, it's going to be televised this time, like I said, right time, wrong guy. Now we go into GNX and Squabble Up. So let's first talk about GNX. In GNX, we have Kendrick Lamar standing on top of the red car, the infamous black car that is rare, and I think he grew up in that car. I think his family used to drive him around. And in the song, he says, everybody's going to be judged, but this judge is favoring. See, this is the reason why I can't read my handwriting. Is favoring us, or is for us, something like that. And you will not get the pick if I have to sit you in front of the Louvre. So he's basically telling everybody who's watching the entire performance that this is going to be a very unique experience, and most people will not get it. And I like the fact that we have people on the internet, who's able to help break this down for everybody involved. I was able to break down like 60-70%, but I did have to do my research. And then you have in the GNX car, you have like, all of our players. So we have our blue people, the red people, the white people coming out of the car. Some people at the end are dapping people up when they come out of the car. And now we go into squabble up. Squabble up. So squabble up has two meanings. It means get ready to fight, and or ready to dance. Okay, so basically, the people who come out of the GNX black car, they go to their each own faction. So the red people are with the red people, the blue people are with the blue people, the white people are with the white people. Excuse me. What I mean, like white, blue, and red, I mean people who are wearing white, blue, and red sweaters, right? But they're all black men. I think it's a mix of like black and I think it's a mix of both black men and women at this stage. And so they're here at this time, and they're in their own little color groups, and they're getting ready to fight, which basically symbolizes the black men, the black women getting ready to fight, but also black men and black men and women fighting against the different types of races. So the white people and the other different types of resistance that we have to fight in this world. And that's basically squabble up. Uncle Sam then comes in, comes back in again and interrupts, and he goes, do you no, too loud, Kendrick, too reckless, too ghetto. Do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. Basically critiquing not only a black man, but also representing the government, critiquing a black man, being you can't be too ghetto, you can't be too black. And I'm not talking about too black, like too stereotypically black, whatever society means as black, instead of being yourself. And then this could also mean as well, like Uncle Sam critiquing Kendrick Lamar's songs and artistry over the years, basically telling him that you can't really rap too hard, you can't really be too black in your songs, because people don't want to hear that, people don't like that, people are going to put you in a box, people are going to stereotype you. And then we have the songs Humble, DNA, and Euphoria. In this, you have everybody then end up being in a flag formation. And I'm going to try and provide visuals. And that's why I brought up the Instagram of the PJ Lang, because it helped me provide visuals. So this is the imagery I'm talking about. So you have that, and everybody's nodding their head in the lead and obedience, and then it forms into the American flag, and then you have Kendrick Lamar in the middle of that. So the American flag represents basically Kendrick Lamar trying to be unique in this experience that is Black man in America. And as a song comes in, Humble, Kendrick bends his head and with his hands crossed and tries to humble himself as a black man to the oppressor, to the massa, that is the American government, and that is America. And this is how I'm interpreting it. I know a lot of people are interpreting this differently, but this is how I'm interpreting it. So, he sings a song, sit down, be humble, sit down, be humble. So, follow the rules, black man. Do what you're told, black man. Don't resist, black man. And then you have DNA. Got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Kendrick Lamar starts to remember who he is as a person, starts to remember that, as a black man, to fight the oppression, to be, to fight the resistance. It's in our DNA. It's who we are as black folk. And he remembers who he is. And this is where, in DNA, he embraces his black culture and heritage, and he remembers why, he's doing this in the first place. So it's to resist, and to, don't be humble, basically. This is where everyone scatters, right? Everyone scatters. And there was a point when they're in that formation of the flag, gunshots go up and everyone scatters and they, disappear. The American flag then it gets, disrupted. And then we see warning, wrong way, have, basically saying, have you ever walked to your enemy with a poker face? So basically, I think it was referencing this as well, like using a poker face by Kendrick Lamar, basically saying if you're going to play the game, play with a poker face. I think what he's trying to say there is like, don't let your enemy, don't let the government, don't let the white people know your play, your strategy, your game, and play the game. Or what I interpreted as the game can't be played because the game can never be rigged for us. The game can never be rigged in our favor. So thus, put on that poker face and do what you need to do to survive. Okay. And then we have the song Euphoria. And then we have there was a time where they were marching in one line. But before they were marching in one line, they were marching behind Kendrick Lamar. You have the red and the blues marching behind Kendrick Lamar. And then Kendrick Lamar keeps marching and then they split. And then you have two lines kind of representing the protest when they were marching behind Kendrick Lamar. And then beside Kendrick Lamar kind of representing the police. Euphoria saying, I deserve it all. I do want to read some of these lyrics. I'm going to come back to it, but I want to explain everything and then we can come back to reading some of these lyrics. I deserve it all. That's basically what he's saying, that this Black culture, the Black history, West Black music, music that is rap music from the West Coast belongs to me. I deserve it all. It all belongs to me. It doesn't belong to you, Drake. It doesn't belong to anybody who they think they know what they're listening to or what they're trying to understand. It's not for you. Would never be for you. It's for us. And it's for me. I deserve it all. We can read, actually, let me read some of the Euphoria's lyrics because it was super powerful. Let me read that. And I was listening to him, and that's the thing too. That's the thing I had with the Grammys. The audio was really weird. Like there was times where I was at the first beginning, and I had to watch 4 or 5 times. The first beginning of this performance, I could barely hear the words coming out of Kendrick Lamar's mouth. So let's hear them. Let's read Euphoria. So we're talking about him saying this is for us by us. You can never understand. You can never own it. You can never lead it. So it says, them superpowers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I'll calculate you're not as calculated. I can even predict your angle. This is more for Drake, I guess. Fabricating stories on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tables on you now. You're a rap artist. You're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. So he's basically saying that Kendrick is all for people who are authentic, who not only own their culture, their heritage, but also their history. No matter how ugly, no matter, how not, mainstream it may be, or cringe, or not popular it may be. I make music that electrify them. You make music that pacify them. I can double down on that line, which is true. Drake makes vibes. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you a master manipulator and habitual liar too, but don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you. Shoo, 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 BB. Yeah, I'm out of the way. Yeah, I'm low key. Yeah, the island right here is remote. Okay, I ain't thinking about no Reaper. and I'm reaping what I sow. Okay, got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house like I'm Joe. Hellcat made his homeboys and them type sell their soul. Okay, everybody, wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway? And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame would make you go away. So Kendrick can never be bought by money, fame, power. Again, it all goes back to being authentically yourself and keeping your soul as a person. Have you ever, okay, and let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. Basically saying, have you ever played the game? Have you ever played the game as a dark-skinned black man in America? Have you ever played a game? You haven't. You're a light-skinned Canadian man in America. So he's basically saying, I've played the game. Be authentic. I don't tell my soul. This is who I am. Let's see. I want to go down to I deserve it all. Okay. So that's that. I'm trying to figure out the lyrics he specifically stated, but I got some, not all, but that's fine. So that's Euphoria. Okay, that's Euphoria. Some people are saying they're talking about like Trump and Elon, and how like Trump and Elon can never own or control the black culture, black heritage, black history. They may never understand it. And then we go back to Uncle Sam. So Samuel L. Jackson, who plays Uncle Sam, comes on and interrupts and be like, culture cheat code, scorekeeper, detract one life. So this is where basically Samuel L. Jackson's basically saying like, you can't come out and rock with your homies, rock with the culture, not play the game, be authentically yourself, because you will be penalized and hurt by it. I'm going to take a life. You're going to be hurt by it. Now, a lot of people are saying boom, 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 guns by that interpretation. I'm thinking metaphorically. I'm thinking, it could be that too, of course, but I'm thinking metaphorically. I think it's like, okay, if you're not going to play by the game, if you're going to go back and own who you are as a person, if you're not going to, be the black man we want you to be, then we're going to hurt you. We're going to sideline you. We're going to penalize you. That's how I interpret it. And then we have Man at the Garden. So Man at the Garden is an unreleased song by Kendrick Lamar, which I listened to the song, and it's basically him going back to his roots on a lot of his music. So I think that's where we're going to see more. His next album is going to be something more like the Man at the Garden, and he's going to be rapping as if he was a kid again, and rapping as if he was a rapper when he started all of this entire game, going back to the genesis. That's how I see Man at the Garden. Let's look at the lyrics. I was like, wait a minute, Man at the Garden seems like kind of new. So, this is the lyrics. Twice emotionally stability of sound, body, and tranquility. I deserve it all. Like minds and less enemies, stock investments, more entities. I deserve it all. VVS, white diamonds, GNX with the seat back, reclining B. I deserve it all. Put my homes on the beachfront, flying private, what you eat for lunch. I deserve it all. The respect and the accolades, lamping on the island, watching Castaway. I deserve it all. For every good end that passed away, sends 2.5 5 million on an average day. I deserve it all. Keep my name by the world leaders. Keep my crowds loud inside Ibiza. I deserve it all. More money, more power, more freedom. So I really love this song. Yes. My notes are truly all over the place. But I'm pretty sure that's like the new music, The Men at the Garden. But I love that song. I deserve it all. Anyway, so we have that. And then we're going to be talking about SZA's involvement, Luther, All the Stars. But I'm pretty sure Men at the Garden is the unreleased song that Kendrick Lamar dropped. So now I want to show you the board. So I showed you guys the board earlier. This is the board. And it's very strategically placed. I haven't been able to decode some of it. I feel like I've decoded some, but not all. And like I'm looking at them, like the actual identifiers of these shapes, and they're not like matching my hypothesis of what's going on. But I know a lot of people who play video games and PlayStations. They're probably like, okay, that's this and that's that. I don't play games. I don't play video stations. I don't play games. I don't play, PlayStation controller. I don't use a PlayStation controller, so I would not know. I'm just double checking the unreleased music that he dropped at the Super Bowl. Okay. Yes, internet reacts to Kendrick Lamar performing unreleased GNX snippet. After, yeah, I was right, but I don't know which song was there. Do we know the name of the song? I think it was a snippet. Okay. So while Kendrick was set to headline the halftime show with SZA joining him, Jackson's appearance was a shock to the viewers. What shocked fans more was that Lamar sang bodies. An unreleased GNX song snippet after Jackson presented Lamar. Salutations, it's your Uncle Sam, and this is the Great American Game. So that's, I love how I'm like this. We're discovering this together. Hopefully, like you guys like this type of experience, because if not, I'll be more organized next time. Let's see here. Okay, so it says video shared. The comment section has been filled with reaction. So everybody's saying to drop the entire song. Oh my lord. I'm on this website. It's a good website. It's giving me details about the song. Everybody really, really wants the damn song, because it does sound good. Anyways, the site keeps crashing, which is annoying. But anyways, it did give a snippet of a new song I didn't recognize, and that was really fun. So anyways, and that was Bones. So we have the PlayStation controller. Basically, this is the right hand side of the PlayStation controller, right? Right now we are talking about the X, and in this X we have black men and women in white sweaters in three corners, and the X on a PlayStation controller is usually called the cross button. I don't know what the cross usually does. I don't play games, so I don't know. While playing peekaboo, you have the dancers doing the Hotline Bling dance. He then tried to tease Not Like Us. He's like, girl, should I play Not Like Us? And when I'm talking about the girls, which I will bring out when we're talking about Not Like Us, I'm talking about the girls here, where he's constantly going for advice. So these are the four girls behind him that he constantly goes for advice. And he constantly asks him, should I play the song? Should I play the song? And he constantly teases us. And now the 4 girls tell Kendrick Lamar, no, now is not the time. So we have that. And then again, you know, the 3 groups of black men and women in white sweaters are in these 3 boxes, 1, 2, 3, and then they go to one of the boxes and they all ended up there. Now we then end up going, and now we then see Kendrick Lamar going to the triangle. This is where SZA performs. The triangle on the PlayStation means target or viewpoint. So how I'm seeing this as this is where we all want to be. This is the goal for black Americans, is to be on the triangle. That's kind of how I'm interpreting this. SZA performs Luther. And SZA is in the middle of the triangle, representing black women being the heart, the soul, the center of black culture. And black women are our protectors. And that's why we see the 4 women that's constantly advising Kendrick Lamar, hey, how you doing? Constantly like telling Kendrick Lamar, giving him advice, because Kendrick Lamar probably goes to his black woman in his life, the black woman in his life, to get advice, to seek direction. And so you have her singing that, and then SZA goes, there's better days to come. There are better days to come. She also then sings All the Stars. All Those Stars is also from the Black Panther soundtrack, I believe. I've made notes on all of this, and yet I haven't confirmed. These are thoughts that pop into my brain, and then I don't even go back and confirm it. So All the Stars, it is on the Black Panther soundtrack. Black Panther, the movie that we all know and love. Let's read some of the lyrics. All the Stars. Love, let's talk and love. Is it anything and everything you hoped for? Or do the feeling haunt you? I know the feeling haunts you. This might be the night that my dreams might let me know all the stars are closer. Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You can bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me. F you and all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises all in your conversation. I hate people that feel entitled. Look at me crazy because I ain't invite you. Oh, you important? You the moral of the story. You endorsing MF. I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. A small percentage who I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or I'm winning, or on my mama, that's the realest shit. Love, let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you hoped for? So that is the song, and it's a Kendrick, Lamar, and SZA song that they did together in 2018. It was on the Black Panther movie soundtrack. It's very good. So that's the triangle. Now Kendrick Lamar now walks to the circle. In the circle on the PlayStation controller is a cancel command to cancel. So Kendrick is in the circle, and then you have the black men all around the circle marching around Kendrick Lamar, wanting to cancel Kendrick Lamar. And then the rest of the dancers walking to the circle. The only person on the circle is Kendrick Lamar in the center, and then all the dancers are walking outside of the circle, which to me represents this is where we're at in life right now, currently. Where people are trying to cancel us, where the government is trying to cancel us, where people are trying to cancel us, where, our friend wants to cancel us, our society wants to cancel us, our family wants to cancel us. But it's really the society and the government wants to cancel black people, black culture, black heritage. and the Black experience. So Kendrick is in the middle of this, and he goes, he needs to get out. So Kendrick and SZA performs All the Stars. He's calling all the stars. And then it goes to Uncle Sam again. So Uncle Sam, and then it goes, finally, thank you, Kendrick. It's calm and not this crazy nonsense that we're usually dealing with. It's calm. It's calm. This is what America wants to hear. It's calm. And then before Uncle Sam even can complete his sentence, Kendrick goes, F calm. I'm 40 acres and a mule. We never got that. The Black Americans, African Americans never got reparations from slavery. The government promised that they would provide us 40 acres and a mule. I think a mule is a donkey, right? Google, you're my favorite search engine. Camera, you're on my camera. Mule is a domestic equine hybrid between a donkey and a horse. Who knew? So the government never gave us our mule and 40 acres of land. So we need our reparations. So Kendrick goes, it's time to start the revolution. It's time to fight. And then he sings Not Like Us. And then we go into that. But before, and that's what I love. My particular favorite part of the performance when Kendrick Lamar was constantly asking the four girlies, hey, should I sing it? Nah, should I sing it? And he finally does sing it. And again, the Black woman, people are saying the Black women are angels. I think they're ancestors. I think they're the Black women in Kendrick Lamar's life because they are full of wisdom. They're protectors. They're the soul of the Black community. And they basically tell him, yep, now is the time to revolt. Sing the song. And then he sings the song. It's time to practice discernment. It's not the time to be swayed by movements and politicians and all these celebrities. Politicians should not be buying your vote, should not be buying your time, buying your art, buying your talent. It's time to stand 10 toes deep and to represent the Black culture in a great light, in a favorable light. And it's time to take what's ours back again. And that's what basically what happens while keeping a poker face and walking in silence, right? And so that line itself, I'm still trying to interpret that myself. What I've learned from like other people who are saying that particular line, people are saying that line is we need to still play the game, but not tell other people. Play the American game as Black folk in the country, but not tell people how we're playing the game or tell people how we're cheating the game. I look at it as we need to fight and not tell others that we are fighting. Like tell the people that we're fighting against that we're fighting. So we keep a poker face on and we walk in silence while we try to do our best and fight the system, fight the people who are discriminating against us, who's attacking the Black culture, Black experience, Black heritage. And of course we have Serena Williams doing the Crip Walk. Now, Serena Williams, there's two things with this Serena Williams. That Kendrick Lamar did reach out to Serena Williams for the Super Bowl and Serena, I just saw a TikTok just now. Serena Williams said resoundingly yes, like the frick, of course I'm gonna Crip Walk in your Not Like a song in the Super Bowl. It's crazy. She had to actually practice the Crip Walk. But it all stemmed from Serena Williams had a 2012 tennis match that she won, something like that. She, she's a queen, so she wins so much. She's amazing. And as a way of celebrating that, she does the Crip Walk. And then she got so much flack from that. Like people thought it was ghetto, too loud, too reckless, too Black, right? So she did it here. And then the other thing to it too, actually there's three meanings. The second meaning is that Serena Williams' sister a long time ago was murdered by the Red Bloods, a gang in California, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, and by crip walking, and also you have a lot of symbolism, a lot of visuals about, a lot of symbols representing, that particular gang throughout Kendrick Lamar's performance, basically saying we all need to come together as one to really fight against people who are attacking us, right? As Black folk. The gangs to come together, the celebrities need to come together, the artists, the authors, the politicians, we all need to come together. This is the time. That's the second meeting. The third meeting of Serena Williams being there, of course, a lot of people saying it's Drake. Yes, that's Drake, but Drake wasn't a huge part of this performance, but I'll talk about it in the end. But Drake, yes, this is Drake. Serena Williams is Drake's ex, and Drake put Serena Williams a lot in his songs in the past, and Serena Williams does not like Drake. So, duh. Serena Williams is married, fun fact, still, and yeah, those are the three meanings as to why Serena Williams were there. And then you have Kendrick Lamar going, turn the TV off, and the TV actually turned off, and that's when I went to bed. I'm gonna listen to Kendrick Lamar, baby. You start to revolt, I'm going with you. I'm ready. Let's go. So I went to bed because the Super Bowl was kind of cray. I don't know. The Chiefs was slapped from here to all across the field by the Eagles. I don't know what the hell was that. Excuse me. So that meaning of him turning the TV off, he's basically telling Black folks, don't watch the NFL game. Go home. It's time. It's time to change the fate of our lives. The time to do that is now, and we have the power to do that. Don't look to me, Kendrick Lamar, to do that. I am not your savior. I am not your leader. I'll start it, but I can't finish it for you guys. We all need to pick up our own cross, and we all need to bear the brunt of this, and we all need to figure out a way to make an impact, figure out a way to make change. And so that is the performance. It's a lot to go through. I'm sure I missed some parts. I'm sure I jumped in and out air. But it was really, really fun to really dissect and to understand. There was an imagery, because there's this in the center of the controller. There's this field here. And then that field ended up turning into a prison. And that was really, really, really interesting. And with prison inmates, a couple of things I didn't understand. People were falling, the red and blues are falling to the ground. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure if it's death or anything like that. A lot of people are kind of equating the red, blue, and white to being the white being the government and elite, the blue meaning Democrats, and the red meaning Republicans. You can, but it doesn't really fall into place when it comes to other parts of the performance. Oh yeah, and then the square. I don't know what happened in this square. If you guys know what happened in that square, I just don't know what happened in that square. But yeah, and you're probably wondering, I must be. Hopefully you haven't come to the conclusion that I'm an old Kendrick fan, because I'm not, clearly. I'm a new one, honestly. I've always been admired Kendrick Lamar, but I haven't been so intense and impressed, and not impressed. I'm always impressed, but I haven't been obsessed with his music and with his art until in the last few years. So yes, that's me. And that's my interpretation of the entire thing. I do think it's a call to arms. It's basically Kendrick Lamar telling us that it's time to revolt. And this time, with social media, with TV, with everything, the entire revolution will be televised, and it will be in the history books this time. So I loved it. It's a great way. It's a great part of Black History Month. You can never have a better Black History Month. We have Beyonce winning Cowboy Carter of the Year. It's just been really great for us Black folk, culturally anyway. Socially, yes, but there's other parts in the world that is kind of what's happening in Congo, Palestine, not great there, but you know, we'll take our wins where we have them, you know, and we'll try to do our best to make change in every aspects of our lives, in places that we know that we can influence change, right? It's time to revolt. So let me know what you guys think about the performance. I loved it so much. I am really interested to see what Kendrick Lamar says about it. He doesn't usually do interviews, but I want to know what else he says, what comes out in his new album. We know like Bones is the unreleased song, and I really want to know if that is an indicator of what he's going to be putting out to his, in his new album, which is probably going to go back to his older roots. But you can tell that Kendrick Lamar has been walking on this tightrope, trying to please other people while pleasing other people, that is like, you know, society, his fans, the government, and the elites, and also trying to being honest and being true to who he is as a black man in America and as a person who is an artist. So it's been quite clear that he's been trying to walk that fine line, and he can no longer play the game. And if he wants to play the game, if he wants to win in this world, we need to throw the game away and create our own players, our own rules, our own game. That's what I took from it. Let me know your thoughts. I am interested to know everything that you guys have going on, your interpretations of the entire performance. Don't forget to subscribe. I always forget to say this. Subscribe, like, comment. And yes, I always like to say, stay healthy, stay safe out there. I always say woke, but I hate that word, but stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, Bella!